Happy holidays, my friend. This is Dr. Anthony Balduzzi from the Fit Father Project, and in today's video, I want to cover a very important topic: how to survive those holiday Christmas parties. It's the time of the season where, whether you're throwing parties at home with your family or your coworkers, you're going to be around a lot of alcohol, a lot of eggnog, a lot of foods that you want to avoid eating. So how do we really navigate those situations? How do we stay healthy while still enjoying ourselves during the holidays? We're going to cover all of that in this video. Let's dive on in. FitFatherProject.com. All right, so let's jump into an example to really illustrate some of the key points here. We have a holiday Christmas party coming up tomorrow. So the first thing we need to do is think about what we need to do today to really prime our bodies and prime our metabolisms to make sure that what we do tomorrow really doesn't affect us too much. So the first thing we want to do is we want to have a light day of eating the day before a holiday Christmas party. In particular, we want to focus on eating lower carbohydrate foods. So instead of normally, if you had a sandwich for lunch, you might want to focus on something like a little salad. I have a salad with some protein on top of it here. And the reason being is that oftentimes when we're at these parties, we're eating a lot more carbs than normal. And so we want to go into that holiday Christmas party the next day with lower amounts of carbohydrates stored in our bodies. So we want to have a low carb day and eat light the day before the party. It starts before. And we also really want to make sure that our bodies are very hydrated, because chances are there's going to be some alcoholic drinks and some other things we're enjoying. So focus on some salads with some protein. You know, you can have some simple protein bars and stuff like this to eat light that day before. And then obviously make sure that you're drinking a ton of water throughout the day so your body's really hydrated going into that party. And get a good night's sleep as well. So now it's the day of the party, and one thing we want to do is make sure that we get a workout in sometime during that day before the party. Why? Well, working out, particularly strength training with weights, like we recommend in our FitFather 30X program, causes a lot of fantastic metabolic changes inside your muscles. Your muscles essentially become sponges for carbohydrates. And that's amazing. And this really only happens after you lift weights and really exercise your muscles in that way. And the benefit is that when you go actually have those carbs at the holiday Christmas party, they're going to be much more likely to go into your muscles to refuel and recover your body than to get stored around your belly as inside fat cells. So that's a really good trick. We want to make sure we get a workout in that day. And we also want to eat lower carbohydrate meals and eat lightly leading up to the party. But we don't want to fast completely. We want to make sure that you get some kind of protein and healthy fat containing meal around 2 hours before your Christmas party feast. So again, that salad I showed you yesterday that you have the day before is going to work really well. Some kind of protein with a lot of fiber in the greens with some healthy olive oil based dressing. Why is this combination magical? Well, what it does is it really helps curb your hunger. Protein and healthy fats decrease your hunger more than anything else on the planet. And if we have a meal like that 2 hours before the holiday Christmas party, we're going to be a lot less likely to feel starving and to mindlessly eat the holiday cookies or whatever they have out there on the table. So we're going to kind of curb the hunger going into the holiday Christmas party. You will have already gotten some kind of workout in during that day. And now we're at the party. What do? Well, the first thing is there's going to be alcoholic drinks. So I would go into the party knowing a general number of drinks that you're going to kind of cut yourself off at. And if you're very health conscious and you still want to enjoy yourself, I think for most people that number is below 4 drinks. You know, have anywhere from 1 to 4 drinks. If you're not a big drinker, that's totally fine. This doesn't apply to you. But if you do enjoy alcohol and you do want to have, some kind of alcoholic beverage while you're there, limit yourself to 4 and make sure that you're picking alcohols that are pretty much straight spirits or wine, and they're not very sugary mixed drinks. So you absolutely want to avoid craft cocktails and mixed cocktails, which just have a ton of simple syrup and a lot of extra sugars in them. Instead, it's good to have, if you're gonna have a mixed drink, have a mixed drink with some kind of diet soda. So a rum and diet Coke, or you can have a straight glass of wine, red wine or white wine. Just make sure it's a lower sugar wine, wine that has more of a tart profile to it, or you can have a light beer. You can have a lower calorie beer. But point being is you want to avoid the sugary mixed drinks. And a good rule of thumb is, in addition to limiting yourself to 3 to 4 drinks, is to have 1 big bottle of water per drink that you have. That's going to make sure that you stay hydrated and you're not getting very dehydrated from the alcohol, and it's going to keep you more full, so you're less likely to really just snack mindlessly on any kind of chips or cookies or crap that they have laid out in the buffet. And that leads me to another key point, is to literally be very conscious about where you're talking. Make sure not to get caught up in conversations right by the buffet table where it's super easy for you to reach over and eat stuff and mindlessly eat. And there's some really compelling research that shows that mindless eating, you can actually consume, 500, 1,000 excess calories by simply putting yourself in the wrong place at the party. Get yourself away from the buffet table, have a bottle of water or a cocktail in your hand, and make sure that you're not mindlessly grabbing food. And because you actually made sure that you had that protein and healthy fat meal around 2 hours before going to the party, you're not going to be starving. You'll be able to have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, eat slowly. I'm not saying you can't have a cookie, but limit yourself to one, and make sure that you're opting for more of the actual protein containing foods. If they have any actual food there, any kind of chicken skewers or steak or veggies, go for that kind of stuff. And so now you kind of have your action plan at the party itself. You have a number of drinks you're having. You're going for the lower sugar drinks. You're hydrating. You're staying away from the buffet table. And if they have the ability for you to go dancing and burn some calories, go for it. That stuff really adds up. I mean, an hour of dancing could burn, 300, 400 plus calories. So that is meaningful and it really means something. So on your way home from the party, let's assume that you did have a few drinks. It's really important to drink water before bed. And I recommend, in addition to the water, that you also put a little bit of sea salt in your water to really help rehydrate your body. And that's going to be important because when you wake up the next morning, we want to make sure that you aren't dehydrated and that you feel good so you're not suffering a massive holiday hangover that's just going to ruin your whole next day. So you're going to rehydrate before bed. And the day you get up, we want to make sure that we really focus on getting a lot of good nutrition into your body. So making a green shake or a green smoothie, something we recommend, and we give you the recipe for inside our Fit Father 30-day program, is 100% what I recommend. This should have some protein power, some good fiber like some chia seeds here, and a lot of green veggies and stuff inside the smoothie. It's going to taste great. It's going to get the nutrients your body needs, and it's help reset your body so you're not hungover, you're not exhausted, and you're not bloated after the party. Another thing to really focus on that's important the day after we have any kind of feast or holiday Christmas party is to get a lot more fiber into our diets. So focus on getting a lot of fruits and veggies because that fiber is going to help our digestive system actually get out all the excess food that we might have eaten. And that's really something that gets thrown off often when we go to these parties is our bowel movements get off. And we find that we might not even poop for a day, or we might not have as many bowel movements as we normally do, and that could lead to weight gain, it could lead to stagnation of your whole GI tract, and it's just not healthy. So we want to make sure we get the fiber in to get the GI tract moving, and it's a good idea to get a light workout in where you're sweating the next day to just sweat everything out and get your body up and reset. So if you follow this general framework and that we outlined, which essentially, to quickly recap, is day moving into it, we're going to focus on lower carbohydrate foods, keeping very hydrated, getting a good night's sleep. Day of, we're going to get a workout in, a strength training workout, like something we recommend inside our Fit Father 30-day program. You're going to eat light and low carb leading up to the party. 2 hours before, you're going to have some kind of protein salad with some healthy fats so you're not starving. When you're at the party itself, you're going to stay away from getting hunkered down by the buffet table so you're mindlessly eating. We're going to avoid that. You're going to have your set number of drinks that you know you're going to have, and each drink equals 1 bottle of water together, so you're staying hydrated. And you're going to avoid those sugary mixed drinks and opt for the straight spirits, the straight cocktails that have a diet mixer, a glass of wine, or a low-calorie beer. And you're going to dance if you can. Move your body, and on the way home, you're going to hydrate. Make sure you're getting a lot of water before bed, and then the next day, you're going to get a nutrient-dense shake in you with lots of fruits and veggies, and your body's going to be fine. So that is the battle plan about how to survive these holiday Christmas parties. When you have these strategies, it's not complicated, but at least now you have a battle plan. You're going to be a lot more conscious when you go to this party that you're not going to set yourself back 5, 10 pounds after all these holiday parties. So when it comes New Year's time, you're not digging yourself out of a huge rut. You've taken the right steps to be proactive about this stuff. And you can actually enjoy yourself in the process. This is not a restrictive plan. It gives you the flexibility to enjoy yourself without going overboard. So I hope this was helpful for you. Here at the Fit Father Project, it's our mission to really just empower you with all the tools and information and strategies and programs that you need as a man, as a father, as a guy in your 40s, 50s, and 60s to live long, strong, and healthy. So I hope you found this helpful. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, on our blog, on Facebook, there's some links below to some more other helpful resources, and I hope this really served you. Go forth, enjoy your holidays, and from our entire Fit Father Project team, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We hope to see you around the blog very soon.